All these governors and these other politicians, they know what they're doing. They know what they're, everything about marijuana. They're not stupid. They can play stupid. It's part of Machiavelli. You play stupid, especially when you're older, like Trump. Play stupid. And so they take with the marijuana dispensaries. These people say, "Oh, because it's not about something else like big pharma or grocery stores that sells items or whatever. And there are items that benefit that are sold to people who's got a chronic addiction to buying that one specific product, be it Hot Wheels or whatever. That's an addiction. And so they're feeding an addiction. They're not feeding demand, they're feeding an addiction. Oh, we're feeding the people's demand for this stuff. Well, when it comes to marijuana, these dispensaries, oh, they're feeding into the addiction of marijuana. It ain't about demand. The demand of the majority out there that wants to smoke it or even grow it or whatever, they can't regulate nature. There's nothing that gives them the right to regulate anything of nature. I don't even care if it's under the name of safety. That don't even give them the right, because there's nothing in the Constitution when it says for the people's safety that states in there that regulating nature would be for the people's safety. They didn't give a list. What's not in it is an inherent right. It's stated in there. What is not put in the Constitution that says they cannot do, well, they can't do it. Or what they can do, they can't do it. That's what I mean. Anything in there that says what they can do, they can do. If it's not in there, don't say I can do it, or you can do this, you can do that, and you can regulate the people, and you can regulate certain specific plants that does this and that to people because it's natural. It's nature. Supplements, they can't approve them because it's nature. They can't tax it. It's not artificial. That's why they can tax sodas and chips and candy and whatever when you buy it. So, yeah. Oh, it ain't about demand. It ain't about what the public wants. It's about safety. So if the majority says we want guns, well, no, it's about safety. We got to take the guns. We got to take them away from everybody, and so we can keep the kids safe for safety reasons. All evil uses safety as a tool, weapon to use against the people or a mass of people or an individual, to get the individual to do what they want. Evil uses every bad thing there is. If anybody in there is using anything that is evil, they're evil against the people. They're evil. Because it's proven fact. You can look it up. What are all the tools, all the things evil uses for their benefit to manipulate and coerce the people into doing what they want? And you can look all that up. Y'all don't want to, I guess. I sure do have a lot less traffic of these trolls, but they still pop up. Bots, whatever they are, FBI, trying to say this, trying to say that. There's a way out of it. The Amish ain't in it. They're not regulating what the Amish can and cannot have in their homes, on their property, and whatever. They can do what they want. They can have horse-drawn carriages or horses in town, because that's their means of transportation. So horses crapping everywhere. I don't know. Maybe they have to clean it up before they leave. I don't know. But still allowed there, still crapped on the ground. And they said that, because automobiles were created, and that's what they are at the auto shop, automobiles, not vehicles. So they're automobiles at the dealership. When you buy it, it's an automobile. But then once they have the information they need to also send to the state to document the sale of that vehicle, you don't have the right to privacy to say, I don't want anyone else to know I bought this vehicle. I don't want the state to know. I don't want the government to know. I guess you don't have that. Because they are required to give information to the state, documents. That's how they tie things to people, and how they use that to also take people's crap. Put it all into the legality system. That's where it starts, at the auto dealer. And then when you buy a used vehicle, whatever, that you had to go register it, title it, register it, trailer, vehicle, well, then they'll know about it. They got to know everything about you and your property. You have no right to privacy from the government. And the fourth and fifth and all of it was created to say, F you, leave me alone. You can't ask me my name. You can't document anything about me. If I ain't bothered somebody else and they didn't come, and then for them to come in and say, yeah, so and so, and then they put their name. And then it's a legal document that says, yes, we could go after them now. They created a victim because this one came in and said, I've been victimized. The state can't do that. It even states in their stuff, no one can stand in place of the victim. No one. Not the judge, not the prosecutor, not a lawyer. No one. If they're not given permission by the one that was victimized. There has to be permission. They take you into court and they have you as a John Doe. They don't have you in the system. They take your fingerprints and everything, and they don't have you in the system. They take you in as a John Doe or Jane Doe, and they're going to run you through court like that too, with that name. You go up to court. I object. That's not my name. Did the state create me? No. Well, then the state can't create a label and give it to me, a name. John Doe, Jane Doe's a title, a label, a name. And that's what you're given. Like you're dead. They can't identify you. Well, they can't identify a dead man or a dead woman. So John Doe, Jane Doe. Well, just because they can't identify you because you won't let them, doesn't mean they can just slap any label or whatever they want onto you. That's defamation of character. They're claiming you to be something legally, but that you're not. Legally. It's illegal to do that. But they do it because people don't know it. Nobody objects when they go into there. I'm not an operator. I'm not a driver. I object. I'm not an operator. I'm not a driver. I'm not giving legal advice because I'm not a lawyer, so I can't be giving legal advice. I'm not saying I am. If I'm not saying I am, then I'm not. That's the plain and simple fact right there. So I would have to say, okay, I'm here to give you legal advice as a lawyer. And I'm not a lawyer, so since I'm not a lawyer, I don't have to say, oh, I'm going to give you legal advice because I'm a lawyer or a legal lawyer. And their system of control through lawyers, they help the government control us. Ain't none of them don't help the government control us. Or they have to quit and do it outside as a attorney in fact. You get one of them type lawyers that has gone rogue against the system. I wish I could find one, but I can't comment to them. I can't. Most people, there's probably one guy. He ain't getting any of my or comments. He's a car guy. And he finally realized what was all going on. His dad rubbed elbows with him and helped, one guy get in. But his dad's gone now and don't know that dude betrayed him. That dude looked up to that guy pretty much, I guess, or whatever. But, yep. And he betrayed him after he's dead, or maybe while he was alive, whatever. But he betrayed him. He just used them. That's all people do. Go get a job. You're using the boss to have a job. The company. Oh, hey, can you come and help me do this? Somebody, yeah, you're using them to help you do something. And you don't pay them anything. You used them. Because you used their energy, their labor. So, well, I'm going to leave it at that. And, yeah. If regular people want to sell marijuana, well, it's not because there's a demand for it by a majority. It's because it's to make things worse for those who are addicted to it. So you all take care. Bye.